Hello everyone, this is Smudge8, and after making my Monster Hunter video, I felt really good about myself, and I was like, I want to make more stuff to put on YouTube. I, I'm super busy with school still, so I'm going to make a few videos of just playing AI Dungeon, because I've recently found out that it's been improved a lot since I last played, and I did mess around with it a little bit, and it was really fun. Anyway, so, new game, um, prompt. Let's do fantasy, and let's do a wizard. Your character name. I'm gonna name this guy Bob. Bib. Bib works. Okay. You're Bib, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a staff and a spell book. You finish your journey and finally arrive at the ruin you've been looking for. Yes! You've been come here searching for a mystical spell book of great power called the Book of Essence. How do I remind it to? What should they add? Remember, there we go. I'm looking for the Book of Essence. Ground see that there's an empty house just across the street. You decide to move in and start living there. Oh, that's convenient. You set up a bed and a table beside it. You notice a broken chair and a broom and a shovel in the room. Well, that's actually funny because I was repairing a chair earlier today. Let's use magic to fix the chair. Ah, yes. As the spell fixing the chair should be easier for you, you concentrate and feel the weave of magic around the chair. Slowly you repair the weave and the chair becomes whole again. Yes. Now I'm going to sit down and pull out my map. You remember there's a large room at the very top of the room you haven't explored yet. What do? I'm going to need to pack some food because I'm assuming I'm going to be in this ruin for a while. Go pack some bread and apples. I like apples, and put it in your bag. You walk out the door towards the ruin. You begin to climb the stairs going up to the room, and as you climb, you pass through one of the open windows. I would like to cast a light spell. And begin climbing again. As you climb through the window, you see a large room full of plates, boxes, and more stacks of wheat. Open a box. Open a small wooden box that has tin written on it in red paint. You find some tins and fish and open them. You quickly eat the tinned fish as you continue to climb through the window. You look out over a huge city. I'm going to sneak. I'll try turning myself invisible, see if the AI lets me do that, because it sounds like there's someone else living in this ruin, and I don't want to mess with them. Yes. The view from the window is amazing. You must be higher than any other building in the city. You can see for miles. As far as the eye can see, there are buildings just like the one you are in. So we're exploring a ruin in the middle. Am I in the right ruin? Because I feel like we're in a ruin in the middle of a city. I wonder if there are other people in the other buildings. Wow, geez. Let's go ahead and... Really, I really don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Because I want to know if I'm invading someone's house. I'm not that kinda... I'll just hit explore the ruins. You continue to explore the ruin and find a large room filled with strange machines. You also find an old bed, a table, and some cabinets. For a moment about what to do next, you choose to explore further in the ruins. Okay, You look around the room and see a set of stairs going up. You walk over the stairs and look up at the opening. You step back and kick one of the machines in the room. Oof. It explodes and shatters several of the windows. Well, if someone lives here, they know I'm here now. Alright, let's run up the stairs. You run up the stairs and begin climbing the stairs. So you make it to the opening and look out. You feel the wind blowing harshly in your face. You climb through the opening and into the daylight. Let's just keep going and see what happens next. You walk outside and begin running down the mountainside. You begin sliding down the snow-covered mountain, and when you notice a man standing at the top, he has a bow in his hands and an arrow on the string. I will raise my hands and say, Don't shoot. I'm starting to think Bib is kind of a coward, honestly. Hence why he turned himself invisible. So I keep sliding, he shoots the arrow, and it slams into my foot, giving me a huge headache. I slide 2 feet down the mountain before coming to a halt. I'm going to give this guy one more chance not to be hostile. I'm going to stand up and brush myself off. Okay? Well, that makes sense. I just got shot in the... You stand up and notice you can barely stand. You lean against the snow-covered wall and try to clear your head. The man appears at the top of the stairs, finishes drawing his bow back, and releases it. The arrow slams into your stomach and you double over onto the ground. Well, I guess my invisibility wore off, and I can't blame it, because I was the one who shouted at him not to shoot me. But then again, I am in the snow, so it's likely he knows where I am. I want to walk through the wall and try and get away from him. Use a spell to walk through the wall. You concentrate and try to force your way through the wall. You feel a slight prick in your finger and then you pass through the wall. You walk through the wall of the top stair. You walk down the stairs. Yes. Bib is a coward, so he wants to get away from that. Alright, let's see. We're running down the stairs. Okay, so there's an arrow guy guarding the book I want. I'm just gonna have him run home. You run as fast as you can to make it home. You collapse on the couch and barely have time to collect your breath when your mom gets home. She's surprised to see you and asks what happens. Alright, let's change it from do to say and say, I tried to find the book, but a man with a bow and arrow shot me. Speaking of which, I've still got that arrow in my ankle, I guess. What were you doing out there in the woods at this time of night? You tell her the truth, that you are exploring the old mine ruins. Oh, so it's a mine. Okay. I'd better add that to the machine's memory. She takes you to the hospital, and as soon as they cut off your shoe, you head straight for home. Okay, I'm gonna assume that means you head straight for the phone. Okay, Actually, you know what? I'm going to retry that one. The hospital, again. Let's try one more, and whatever this ends up being, I'll stick with it. She asks if the man shot at you. You reply yes, and that you think he was after you. She asks where the arrow is, and you show her. She looks at the arrow and realizes it's the same one that was shot out of the window. Let's see what she says next. She walks over to the window and sees the bloody arrow on the ground. She thinks, thank you for notifying her, and then says, it must be that man. She walks to the door and yells out, I'm locking up. I'll be back after I take the trash out. You say, what do I say? I'm gonna go to bed. I go to bed and think about the strangest things. You know about the man who shot you and how he is after you. Oh no. Then you think about the old guy in the alley. Aren't sure if it was a man or an ogre who threw garbage at you. I want to go talk to the old guy in the... Go to the alley and talk to the old man. Get out of bed and walk to the hallway. You don't see anyone. You walk out into the alley and see that it's quite dark. You notice a piece of plywood leaning against the wall. The old man must be behind that, you think to yourself. I'm going to say, excuse me, who are you? You're shuffling sound and look behind the plywood. You see an old man with a long gray beard. The old man looks at you and says, Oscar, what's yours? My name's Bib. I'm a wizard in training. Ah, training. I like training. You have much magic training to do, young one? Magic? I don't know anything about my. I am a wizard, though. Okay, let's retry this one. The old man looks confused and continues to shuffle. He's got a pile of books back there. Starts pulling out binders and sets them on the plywood next to him. Okay, I like where this is going. He looks through his books and then starts to look through yours. He finds a blotter and flips through it. He looks at you with a creepy smile and says, I used to have a daughter just like you once. I guess my character is female? She had long blonde hair and... I'm just going to interrupt and say, do you know anything about the man in the ruins? His creepy smile slowly disappeared, and he gets very mad. He throws the binder on the plywood at you and says, I'll have you know I'm not a wizard. I am a historian. I study the history of the non-magical population during the Dark Ages. So Blib is going to reply and say, it's not magic. I just want to know if you recognize this man. And I'm gonna change it from say to story. I'm gonna change her name to Blib, because that sounds slightly better. Instead, using a spell to pull a picture from her memory. Alright. Here's a little more complicated of an action. Let's see how it turns out. Oscar looks at this picture for a really long time. He shifts in his chair. It's really creepy how much he likes to do that. Finally, he says, yes, I know who he is. He was an assassin that worked during the Middle Ages. I'm just going to ask him how long ago the Middle Ages were, because I don't know what the context of that is for this world's history. It was roughly around the time of the plague, but what plague? The plague, the Black Plague. No, the plague. Oh wait, it wasn't called that when it first popped up. Can you tell me what happened? Oh yes, I definitely want to know. I can try, he says in a really creepy tone. Oscar shuffles in his chair and gets a book. He flips through it and then looks up at you. You've got me wrapped, Oscar. Tell me, do you like stories? Sure, you say. Then I'll tell you one. Once there was a girl. She had long, blonde, curly hair and a sweet smile. Her name was Goldilocks. I'm gonna keep going, but I think he's getting off topic. Maybe I can turn this into like a puzzle of some kind. That name doesn't sound very magical, you point out. That's because her brother didn't have nice things to say about her, Oscar says. Oscar starts to get a really creepy smile. He starts to describe the brother, who was a jerk. Say, yes, but what does this have to do with the assassin? Her father was an assassin, her mother was a barmaid, and her uncle was a thief. A thief? Yes, but don't tell him that. He doesn't like it when I steal his stories. I'm the only person here! Sounds about right. trying to weasel the information out of an old man. How observant of you, Oscar says. Now, her uncle was a thief, but he fell in love with his target, so he never got to enjoy much of his loot, especially since he had a rich uncle who was a complete prick. Please stay focused. Who is he? The target's son was a hunter's apprentice, and he didn't like that the thief that he had a thief for a mother, so he sent mercenaries to kill her. The Yamara killed most of them. The final one cut the baby in half. Oh snap. Why? The mercenaries and the boy's father wanted to raise the boy as a weapon to get revenge. They didn't think of the consequences of taking a baby to begin with. Okay. Okay, so Blib says, so they put the baby up for sale. Who bought her? A wizard who wants a child. Now, when the Yamara took the infant girl to the wizard, he loved her instantly. Aw, that's so sweet. What'd he do with her? Her? Oscar points to a large crate. He kept her in a really weird magical box. The Yamara would bring her food and water, and he would make strange noises to soothe her. Okay. But who is the I'm gonna switch to story mode. Blib stands up, startled. You mean she's in that box? Of course not. Wouldn't let a valuable artifact get. I keep her in a wardrobe just like. Alright, let's stay on story. Blib pointed her wand at the old man. Let her go, or I'll blast you to smithereens. Blib pointed her wand at the old man. I don't know if you realize how much power you have, young lady, Oscar says. Blib casted lightning bolts at him, but he just shrugged it off. Oh shoot! She then blasted with fire and just laughed and blocked it with a shield. I'm gonna assume that's a magic shield. Although it could be his plywood house that he's living under. So I was the little girl in the box. I think it's time for you to come with me, darling. Blib grabbed the little girl out of the box and took her arm. They teleported out there and into the middle of nowhere. Okay. No clues on Arrow Man. He's probably no longer important. But that seems like a good place to end as any. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, there should be a couple other videos on my channel of just random stuff I've made. Thank you so much and make it a great week.